Everything good?
Everything is good. What do you think of this matchup? What do you think of it?
I think it's going to be a good one. Very interesting when you look at, the defense of Seattle and how they're pressure-oriented and they like to go after the quarterback. And it's a good matchup for them, I think, because they're physical at the line of scrimmage. And everybody knows, if you get in the face of Peyton Manning a little bit, disrupt him, you can have a chance of stopping him. So from that standpoint, I like that matchup. To me, I think that the key to the whole game is Russell Wilson. Is he has a clean game. He doesn't turn the ball over. And can they run the ball with Marshawn Lynch? But now you look at last week, Denver shut down New England. It was running the ball really well. I mean, for a month straight, they were running the ball. And then, with LeGarrette Blount, and they pretty much shut them down. I mean, if they can do that and keep Marshawn Lynch to like 50 yards or less, or at least less than 100, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, young quarterback that has struggled somewhat, at the end of the year.
And that big boy Knighton for Denver has been playing
some
great football.
Yes, right at the line of scrimmage.
Incredible football at the line of scrimmage. But then, let me ask you, because we talk about it all the time, and we always go right to Peyton Manning and his legacy. What do you think about all of this that we make about Peyton Manning and his legacy?
You know what? I can't believe people actually talk about whether he's considered one of the best of all time. I mean, the legacy thing, I know one thing. Peyton Manning don't care anything about it. All he cares about is trying to win this football game and the importance of that for him and his teammates. Look, what he did to come back after being out four neck surgeries, 37 years old. Then he comes back and he plays a year, and now he sets every passing record there is. And he's not only broke it once. He broke the touchdown pass record once, but he broke it twice now. I mean, that in itself is amazing as far as the legacy is concerned. And he's been in the Super Bowl. He's won one. Playoffs. He's in the playoffs all the time. So people can't question whether he may have a losing record. Well, you can't win every Super Bowl. So and if you get in the playoffs all the time, you're probably going to have a losing record when it comes to the playoffs.
And I take a look at your career numbers, Dan.
Okay.
61,000. They're monumental. They're monumental.
Remind me, Rich.
61,361 passing yards. That's now third in NFL history. Okay.
Right.
And you were the first player to ever pass for 5,000 yards in a season, and that record stood for over 20 years.
Right.
And Drew Brees broke it. That record stood for 3 years.
3 years. Yes.
How many yards do you think you could have thrown for with the rules that we have now in place?
So since I'm not playing anymore and I could pretty much say whatever I want, I throw for 6,000 all the time. But the rules have changed. Let's be honest. I mean, if you ask these guys, if you ask Drew Brees, he would tell you, the rules have changed. It's easier to throw the football now than it was, 15, 20 years ago. And if you stay healthy, these guys are healthy because they don't hit them the same way they used to. No one's hitting them low. No one's hitting them in the head. So they're going to have opportunities to throw for a lot of yards. And also, the attempts are way up compared to, when we played back in the day.
Yeah, listen, and Dan's jokingly not joking.
No.
He would throw for 6,000. This dude is so competitive, man. And I get to see Dan sometimes because, we're in Florida a lot, right? And we're at the football game sometimes, St. Thomas Springs high school football game, and Dan's picking up the football, and he wants to get out there right there.
You're licking the hand.
You start licking the finger. Get on the sideline.
I love this dude, man.
Start licking
I love this dude. And I tell you, because I used to hang with the Mark brothers while this man was destroying in Miami, and I wanted to play for him with him so bad, man, so bad. We could have killed with this dude right here. This is the only guy in my man cave that doesn't have a championship ring. He's that bad. He's up there with the Bruce Lees.
Bruce Lee, if I'm there with Bruce Lee.
And Muhammad Ali.
What's his special? I'm having fun being at this Super Bowl week here in the New York, New Jersey area. We were out last night at dinner. You and me and Mooch.
Had a great time.
And Mariucci, a Giant fan, goes up to him and complained about how his reaction to that the Niners-Giants game where the Niners and Giants back in the day played that playoff game, and there was a pass interference on the field goal that went awry, and his response was bummer. Guy was pissed off about that. You are a Cowboy.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
I know you spend a lot of time in New York because you do the CBS show on Sunday mornings. How are you received here in Jet Country, Dan? How are you received here in New York
pretty
City?
Good. Pretty good.
There's no bitterness towards the fake spike or anything
there
like
are
that?
There's some of that does come up. Everything, hey, Dan, man, Had fun the competition between the Jets with that fake spike, you know, when you did it back in 92 or 93, whatever year it was. And I said, listen, man, it's been a long time. You got to get over it. It's time. It is time to get over it.
Bummer. You should use Mariucci's line. Just go bummer.
It's a bummer. Time to get over it and move on in your life. You got to move on in your life.
Hey, nobody threw those seams down. You're talking about Drew Brees throwing seam routes. No. This is the guy that started those seam routes, man. He threw those seam routes like nothing in the world. And we had big tight ends running free down the seam right now with this dude throwing. It'd be off the chain.
We used to, we started, you know, our era too was, you know, and throwing the behind the back pass. Not behind the back pass, but, you know, when you throw like the fade stop. Yeah, back shoulder pass. Yeah.